the ruling class bloodlines and the 21 seats. Introduction. This is the 6th of 19 videos that will tell the story of the ruling class bloodlines, the 21 seats, and the 2 possible timelines that lie ahead of us. One of these timelines will erase the other, based on the decisions that humanity makes over the next 2 generations. Part 6. The names the original off-world patrons of Marduk's 21 seats, who still maintain intermittent contact with certain bloodline factions today. The off-world patrons of Marduk's 21 seats, then and now. These patrons were not all constant in their loyalty to Marduk, but during his consolidation of power they agreed, or were bound, to support the seats they helped seed. Some have withdrawn entirely, others maintain subtle influence, and a few still actively interact with descendants through dreams, rituals, or direct encounters. 1. Anunnaki loyalist faction, Enki aligned, provided the original framework for the seats and maintained contact longest. Present-day influence, minimal open intervention, but certain descendants still receive symbolic dreams or inspiration toward long-term strategy and resource accumulation. 2. Orion Control faction, specialists in hierarchical systems, ritualized dominance, and psychological control. Present-day influence, still active with a subset of bloodline custodians who maintain power through fear, division, and manufactured scarcity. These patrons value loyalty to the original command structure. 3. Sirius, agricultural strategic guilds, introduced prosperity myths and agricultural abundance codes to support ruler legitimacy. Present-day influence, subtle guidance in managing land, water, and food systems. Some modern agribusiness and global food distribution networks retain patterns seeded by these patrons. 4. Orion Positive faction, originally brought in to strengthen frontier seats, offering survival resilience and military acumen. Present-day influence diminished. Some contact remains with individuals working to shift bloodline influence toward protection rather than exploitation. 5. Pleiadian Tigatan diplomatic houses brought cultural refinement, vision, and emotional intelligence to rulership. Present-day influence limited but supportive in bloodlines, where descendants seek peace-building and environmental restoration. 6. Arcturian grid keepers, assisted in aligning seats with planetary ley lines and stargates for energy stability. Present-day influence intermittent. Some architectural projects, city plans, and ceremonial spaces in key global locations are still built under their subtle design input. 7. Lyran Royal Line survivors, provided charisma, leadership magnetism, and symbolic kingship codes. Present-day influence, rare but potent. These patrons often appear in visions to descendants during turning points in governance or succession. 8. Vega Lyran healer strains, embedded to balance the more controlling elements of the other patrons. Present-day influence, present mostly through individual awakening in certain descendants, encouraging them to use influence for healing rather than domination. Why some descendants still receive luck or unseen help. These patrons operate on a covenant basis. If the lineage maintains certain symbols, rituals, or genetic integrity, the patron may intervene subtly, creating fortuitous opportunities, averting threats, or granting insight. Intervention is rarely overt. It comes as sudden advantageous connections, inexplicable survival in crisis, or consistent elevation into positions of influence despite obstacles. End of Part 6.